for tonight. Yes, in fact, the last thing to say is that the session is being recorded, so we can always go back and make reference just in case we forget, or just in case we need something very valid from all the shares that will be done tonight. Yours truly, my name is Cynthia Maula Wekudo, as you already know, leading the charge for the HR network. As I mentioned earlier, I have the board chair in the person of Mrs. Margaret Jackson on the call as well. And so tonight, without having to take much more time than I have, let me just quickly introduce to you my personality, who is going to lead the conversation tonight. Between 2008 and 2011, he worked as a sales manager for Business Watch Garden. He moved on from there to be a mortgage services consultant. In 2013-2014, he worked actively as a direct mortgage advisor, and then also as an area mortgage manager. He also worked as a capability and embedding manager as a capability manager at NatWest. For those of you familiar with Europe, Americas, and all that, you may definitely know NatWest. His last phase with NatWest, he was from a technology and innovations manager. He ended up in the space of a design consultant. And as I speak to you, he's currently the partner manager of the Learning and Performance Institute, of which I'm a proud member. And I know a couple of people are members as well. And so please, let's welcome. In fact, people have reached out to say or to ask if you are related to Messi in any ways. I don't know, maybe you get the opportunity to answer that. But please, let's welcome Mr. Tom Marshall to lead us in tonight's discussion. Tom, you're most welcome to our humble home.
Good evening. Thank you. Thanks so much for having me.
Great. So just before you start off, are you related to Messi in any ways? Because they're all asking me and I don't have the answer.
What is it? Lionel Messi, the footballer?
Yes.
No. I wish I would have been. I'd still be partying with the World Cup if I was, I think.
Exactly.
But no, I wish I was. Fantastic footballer. But thank you so much for letting me join you this evening. I really appreciate the opportunity to come and speak with you all this evening. And I know that on behalf of everybody at the LPI, when I updated them of this meeting earlier on this week, they were really grateful for the opportunity for us to be here. So thank you. Okay, so excuse me. What I'll do is, and thank you so much for the introduction around my my previous experiences. As you can tell, I do have some experience from different industries. I spent nearly 10 years working at the Royal Bank of Scotland Group, and specifically the NatWest Bank, which allowed me to build up a lot of experience in a large organisation and sort of learn and experience, I think, the culture of what it can be like to work in a large organisation. And then in the last 5 to 6 years, I did work as a design consultant and a capability manager, all focused in the people part of the business. I supported various different parts of the organisation, whether it be the retail bank or the commercial bank or even the group, or even worked in the group HR team as well, which has afforded me lots of the ability to deliver end-to-end projects, change management projects, and predominantly learning and development projects. Let me apologies. I'm just going to try and work on my volume. 2 seconds. So I appreciate. I'm using my headphones. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to unplug my headphones.
There we go. Okay, so thank you ever so much.
What I'm going to do this evening is run through some slides around the LPI, how we work with Rainbow Consult, some of the solutions, and how and why we support the learning development function, the learning development industry, sorry, globally. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to share my screen with everybody. He said. Try and get it. Okay. Excuse me. So the learning and performance. Let me move that. Sorry, the Learning Performance Institute. Then we are the global body for workplace learning and performance. We drive the performance. We drive the performance of L&D to influence throughout the organisation. Learning development is often an organisation's best kept secret, and our values at the LPI are to involve, inform, and inspire. When we involve, we really want to be supportive to the industry. When we inform, we're looking to share wisdom. When we inspire, we're really keen to show that authenticity and build trust. So who are we then? So the LPI, as I'm sure you already know, stands for the Learning Performance Institute. It is a global independent body for learning and development professionals. And what do? We provide practical solutions for business performance improvement through effective learning. Our unique focus is on learning efficacy, the demonstrable impact of learning on individual and organizational performance. So meet the team then. So a lot of you will probably know Edmund Monk, who is our Chief Executive Officer. He's a very well experienced and well known member of the learning and development industry. Kelly Davis is our Chief Revenue Officer. Between Ed and Kelly, they bring over 50 years worth of experience in the learning development industry. You have the most exciting of everybody is the person in the bottom right-hand corner, Tom Marshall, the Global Partner Manager, who's joining you this evening. Our team is highly capable and respected, with track records of building both non-profit and commercial ventures within the learning industry. The LPI and Rainbow Consult, we have a super special relationship that has been built since 2020. The LPI have been admirers of Rainbow for many years and have been aware of Margaret and Baba's work and their unwavering passion for learning and development, and which has deservedly so put them right at the heart of workplace learning in Africa. And we at the Learning Performance Institute couldn't be more prouder to be partnering with you, Margaret and Baba, and the Rainbow Consult. So our timeline then, we have continually led the way. We have continually innovated and evolved and adapted to the changing needs of the learning professional. We have created products and solutions that meet workplace learning challenges head on, which has been built upon our vast data set. We have a global reach. Our products and services are used in 96 countries worldwide. A real snapshot of how the LPI supports organizations is this image here, and it's performance through, and we call it our performance through learning. As you can see here at the start, we want to quickly tackle focus areas. We want to provide strategic guidance and action plans where we differentiate from a lot of consultancy firms or training firms across the globe is our comparative data and benchmarking. We have globally benchmarked data that is available for all and everybody, and that's something I will go on to in more detail as my conversation goes on, to share with you the different tools we have to enable organizations like yourselves that you work for to be able to bring the data and the benchmarking to that organization to show how the challenges that are being faced in L&D and people facing departments, and how we can support with that. So the Learning and Performance Accelerator, this is our bedrock of where we obtain our data and where we globally benchmark. The Learning and Performance Accelerator is a framework and tool to help heads of learning understand their current situation, benchmark against other organizations, and help provide direction for future travel. It comprises of 6 segments that you'll see on your screen, each of which will drill down into a series of self-assessment questions to better understand your current state. This activity helps the head of learning, the chief learning officer, the chief transformation officer, for example, to take the time to reflect on each of the areas in turn, helping them better understand where their challenges are. The benchmarking element allows them to see how they compare to others, both globally or specifically within their own industry. Lastly, we offer a consultation that will help the head of learning or the chief learning officer, for example, to better make sense of the data and give them an opportunity to share their main challenges and concerns, which will help us to better steer them in the right direction. The next resource that we have is the LPI capability map. The LPI capability map aims to provide a global view of the skills needed to deliver a modern workplace learning and development department. Since its launch in 2012, we at the LPI have already helped thousands of individuals and teams identify their strengths and their skills gaps and understand what is needed to build future capability. It is available online 24/7, free for individual use and regularly updated. The LPI capability map is the ultimate tool to help L&D people do their jobs better and prime them for success in this rapidly changing business world. We recently updated the capability map and have had a real focus on the 5 different segments that you're seeing in front of you and the subsections underneath them. Membership. This is again the core of the LPI and where the LPI was originally formed as a membership body. Individual professional membership of the LPI is awarded on experience and not just qualifications. The membership submission is verified by one of our by your CV and your experience, and by a manager and by a manager within the LPI, and also a testimonial. It creates corporate membership, excuse me, apologies. Corporate membership also offers a tiered approach and a team approach to allow more members to be able to gain more benefit from becoming members of the LPI. Next week, Monday, we have a huge update to our membership offering. So please do go onto LinkedIn, follow our LPI LinkedIn page for those updates. Any of the information, any questions you have on membership, please do also contact Margaret and Baba, who have all the information around our membership and have been fellows of the LPI for a very long period of time, and are obviously very well experienced in the industry and work very closely with myself. I wanted to take some time just to talk around our accreditations that the LPI offer, and over the next few slides, I am going to show the different types of accreditation that the LPI offer. Fundamentally, they all look to provide the same structure, but they are sometimes built for different parts of the L&D industry. The first one we have is our accredited learning organization, or our exceptional learning organization. Now, this recognizes organizations who are on their way to building that culture of learning. There are so many organizations out there that are saying they're becoming a learning organization, or they have embedded a culture of learning. And actually, there's never been a way of benchmarking that or having a framework. And in 2022, the LPI launched that framework. With this accreditation, you have the genuine proof of learning's impact in your organization. You get feedback from not only people within your team, but from the business the rest of the business. So your stakeholders, your line managers, your learners, some of the people that you're trying to influence, some of them maybe the budget holders. You get a suggested roadmap for the organization and a way forward to tackle those challenges. You're also assigned a mentor who is there with you every step of the way, not just at the point of the accreditation report and the summary of the accreditation report, but throughout your whole journey. We also have the accreditation for learning providers. So the benefits generally of any of our accreditations is it provides you that powerful data and insights that drive change. You know, you're benchmarking your business strategy against the industry's highest performing providers. You're getting strategic views of current and future opportunities for differentiation and growth. Get valuable data that drives key questions for the leadership team, and get recommendations and priorities to invigorate your continuous improvement efforts. You'll get strategic support, guidance, and mentoring, that ongoing mentoring that I mentioned just a moment ago, regular assessment and regular touch points with your mentor. You will become part of new networks and connections. You'll get inspired with access to vibrant knowledge sharing networks of L&D professionals. You'll be able to sharpen your competitive edge with early access to the latest research and thought leadership. Not only will you get that, and the accreditation is a recognition from the global body for workplace learning. You'll gain independent validation of your business and operating models to prove to your customers that you are a quality focused brand. We also have the LPI accredited learning department. So this is, let's take an example, you work for HSBC Bank, for example, and this accreditation supports the learning department within that organization. Again, it takes a very similar approach to the accreditation, the detail around the benchmarking and the new networking and the performance through learning. We then have the being an accredited learning technology organization. So this is where an organization may provide maybe an LMS, a learning management system provider, for example. We then have the accredited learning space. So we know a lot of organizations, whether they be in the hospitality space or whether they be a large corporate organization, have designated spaces that are designed for training and for development. And this accreditation really endorses a venue and that space as a high quality learning environment, committed to providing an exceptional learner experience. So those are accreditations. I now want to take a few moments just to talk through some of the certifications that are being delivered along with our accreditations in Africa by Rainbow Consults. So our certifications empower people. The LPI offers courses for learning professionals designed to provide practical skill development. Each of these courses has been developed with the leading industry professionals and are recognized globally. As mentioned earlier on, our products and services are utilized in 96 countries worldwide. Currently, there are courses for classroom skills, virtual facilitation and design skills, and business consulting skills. So COLF, our certified online learning facilitator, empowers people with the skills and techniques needed to facilitate live, online, and virtual classroom sessions that are highly interactive, collaborative, and engaging. Live online learning blends the best of e-learning and traditional classroom sessions to create a vibrant environment where remote learners can both absorb course material and collaborate with their fellow classmates in a virtual classroom. Benefits such as reduced travel time and accommodation costs, faster deployment of the knowledge and skills, and less time away from the job mean that learning can be delivered in greater volume when demanded by the business. Our certificate in designing online learning. CDOL. CDOL empowers designers to create live online sessions that engage and inspire with collaborative activities, storytelling, scenarios, simulations, discussions, and visually appealing instructional materials. Live online learning events are now, or virtual classroom events are now, a major part of every organisation's learning delivery portfolio and are providing benefits and increased performance to the organisation. However, the success of any live online learning event depends on it being expertly designed to ensure that the learner can understand the content and, more importantly, be able to apply what they have learned back on their job. Virtual meeting solution. So this is the essential online delivery skills. EODS. This live online instructor-led certification delves into the designer psychology and primes you to deliver world-class virtual classroom settings. Performance Consulting Masterclass, PCM. PCM shows how to adopt a mindset that changes the L&D team from that of an order taker to that of a business performance consultant and a trusted partner. It helps people to develop skills and use practical tools to confidently ask, is training really needed? It provides support and guidance to help people assess the wider business environment and to identify and communicate the real issues behind the requests for solutions. It aims to clarify the desired outcomes of training and requests, how those outcomes can be achieved and how results can be measured. Data is an essential commodity if we are to gain knowledge and understanding. And since 1995, the LPI has been a trusted advisor to global learning organizations and individuals. It is giving us a unique insight into their mindsets and strategies as they strive to deliver great learning experiences. Using a variety of methods and tools, we've captured millions of data points over the years to unearth strong evidence of L&D's competencies and weaknesses and how these fluctuate over time. Released quarterly, the L&D dashboard is an indispensable resource for learning professionals at all levels. Knowing where L&D is proficient and where it struggles is critical if we are to close the gaps, attract talents, and improve business performance. So thank you so far for everybody's cooperation and kind participation in my presentation. Everything that I've gone through so far is everything that we work really closely and we collaborate on with Rainbow Consult to deliver in Africa. Upcoming certifications. 6th of March, Rainbow Consult will be running the next COLF Masterclass. On the 7th of March, the Rainbow Consult will be running the next CDOL Masterclass. On the 8th of March, the EOD starts, and also on the 9th of March, the Performance Consulting Masterclass will begins. Thank you ever so much for everybody's participation, as mentioned again. And please do come off mute and ask any questions. I'm just going to take a moment to take a quick drink of water as I've been talking for a few minutes. And I'm just going to hand back over to whoever it was, whoever would like to come off mute to ask any questions.
Okay. Thank you very much, Tom.
Thank you.
You can take a moment to take a sip. Right. So we're going to open up for questions. But just before that, I will take a quick submission as well from Margaret, who's been running this partnership for LPI for Ghana and beyond. So she can also share a few thoughts. In the meantime, please start to put your questions together, raise your hand, and then I would have you speak up. If you prefer not to speak up, you can please type your questions regarding all the various certifications that Tom has highlighted, and then we can have a conversation around that. Right, so MJ, I think that one of the things you're going to have to do whilst Tom takes the break is to answer this question, which is the available certifications. So I think you can start from there. Auntie Maggie, you're muted.
And I was speaking. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. It's good to be with you this new year. And exactly. Tom, thank you so much for your presentation. And as Cynthia said, on the platform. It's a new year and would like to get ready, to be prepared, to put in our toolboxes new certifications and the resources and tools that the LPI has to offer. To be honest with you, I've seen the question, but I still want to talk about the fact that there are resources, the capability map, and others on the website. I would, Baba, could you kindly put the LPI website, the link in the chat box, and we'll put it on the platform as well. Or maybe Tom could even drop it in the chat box.
I'll do that. Yeah.
Yes, go to the website. There are so many resources that you will have access to, and we can read around and become, we can upgrade ourselves with industry information and global information. The certifications that we are currently running, we have COVE, which is the Certified Online Facilitator course. And that normally takes 10 weeks. When we started going online, a lot of people jumped onto the bandwagon and they facilitate online, but they don't really know how to facilitate online because they are, there are tricks, there are tools, there are features that you've got to be conversant with. There's a method to that madness. So you've got to understand the software that you are using if you want to have interactive sessions with your participants, and even the number of participants that you can have online. We have best practice numbers. So you need to really get that certificate to make you stand out in the, that pack. Everybody is online. But when you go online, people can always tell the difference because you know how to do it. And LPI started doing this before going online became sexy. Most people were doing face-to-face training before and didn't know that there will come a time, or people felt we'll go online, but it wasn't going to go as fast as COVID made us all, go online. So please, the dates we'll put the dates on the platform so that if you are interested, you can contact us and we will start. I think the first one starts on the 6th
of March.
Yes, of March. And don't worry, we can always negotiate. I know in Ghana, the 6th of March is a holiday, so we can always negotiate. The first one is always making sure that you are conversant with the online environment, and it takes less than an hour, about 45 minutes. We can even do that on the 7th if you are interested. And the other course is how to design learning online, CEDAW, that is very important. If you don't know how to design, you can't even run interactive sessions. So that course is run for 8 weeks. It is a fantastic course. Then there's EODS, which takes 3 weeks. If you really want to get a hang of it, it's essentials of online delivery. You see, design and delivery. So if you really want to grasp this and you are in a hurry, we have put the two together, COVE and CEDAW, and we have an abridged version, which takes 3 weeks. We have the Performance Consulting Masterclass, and I think that all of us should take that course. We will send you the brochures so that you know exactly what each one stands for and what you stand to gain when you attend each. Even though I'm talking about the courses, I can't help but say there are also free resources, especially for those who are members and fellows. Please, you can send your CV or a link to your LinkedIn profile to us. We can assess you and send your profile to the LPI. Depending on the sort of work that you have done in the industry, you can become an associate, a member, or a fellow of the institute. When you become a member, I mean, the doors are always open wide for you and you can access so many things. I also want to talk about the accreditations. The accreditations, you can have an accreditation for your learning department. So this is the learning department. We can assess your learning department, and we will look at what you have done, match it against best practice. You can become accredited as a learning department. And with it, it's not just accreditation. I love the fact that you also get a chance to work with mentors who hold your hand along the way, and to ensure that your organization, your department, even if it's you run a hotel, even those who run hotels and allow us to run our workshops, we also certify those institutions. So you can look for hotels that have been certified, and that if this hotel has been certified, then it is a good one. We can run our programs there. So from this, we are also going to talk to the hotels and tell them what could be done. So these are some of the offerings that we have. We will PDF the presentation, send it to you so that you can have time with your teams to look at the presentations that we have, the presentation that Tom went through, discuss areas that you may need. If you need us to come to your organizations to explain further and to sit with you, we are ready to do that. But don't forget about the memberships. It's so important to me. If you become a member, you have access to a lot of tools, a lot of resources to help you in your work. And as for the capability map, you don't need to be a member to use the map. Tom, right?
Yeah, that's right. No, the capability map is a free resource.
It's a free
available
resource
to anybody. The accelerator is the same.
The accelerator too, yeah.
Yeah.
So my Princess Cynthia, I don't know if other questions came in as I was speaking.
Just a moment. I think someone dropped the last thing. Okay, it's right. I think that must have been from Baba. That's more about the website information and when the certifications actually start. Okay. So just so we can delve a bit, I know Tom did run us through it, but can you please throw a bit of light on the PCM?
Tom, can you go over the PCM again?
Yeah.
Let's see the presentation.
Sure. Bear with me. Let me try and let me share my screen again.
Okay.
I think it's always better when our princes and princesses can see the presentation.
So sorry. Oh, sorry. Getting carried away, getting a bit too excited with my with my screen clicking. Here we go. Okay, sorry. So yeah, just wanted to reshare this slide around performance consulting masterclass. Ultimately, with the performance consulting masterclass, we've in 2022, the performance consulting masterclass outperformed its projections by 400%. And one of the reasons for that has been some of the key areas that that the learning development professionals, and also we have noticed with the performance consulting masterclass that actually not everybody who attends that masterclass is in specifically a learning and development professional role. We are seeing change consultants in that role. We are seeing more generic business consultants attending this workshop as well. However, I must stress that the performance consulting masterclass is built and is designed to support the learning development teams. But one of the reasons why we're seeing more broader people inquire and attend the masterclass is because learning isn't just the responsibility of the learning development department anymore. The learning is for us all to obviously continue to develop, but also learning is much more of an organizational focus now. So some of the reasons why we've seen such an uplift in performance consulting in 2022 is some of the key areas that some of the key challenges that the L&D dashboard shows, and some of the trends. And some of the top ones are around business partnering. So becoming that trusted advisor to the business. You know, as I mentioned at the start of my presentation, learning development is quite often an organization's best kept secret. You know, it takes you away from being that order taker. There's a lot of learning development departments that are changing from being the, okay, you've got a problem, you say jump and we'll say how high. It's actually pushing back and going, okay, well, you're telling me there's a problem in the sales team, for example. Sales figures aren't as buoyant as you'd like them to be. Okay, well, let's look into that. Is it necessarily the sales team? Could it be the leadership team? Could it be the technology that's being used? So the Performance Consulting Masterclass gives an individual the skills to delve deeper, ask those right questions, have the structure before just jumping into creating a training solution. It also supports with the ever-changing landscape, of hybrid working, and also opens up those conversations around marketing and how to communicate across your organization. The process and the Performance Consulting Masterclass tends to be delivered over two full days, so 2 6-hour days. What that allows is that really short, sharp, focused time over 2 days to be able to get together, whether that be virtually or whether that be classroom based. It allows the team to get into and the group to get together to really focus on this. Pick up the masterclass, pick up the structure, and then take it back into their organization very quickly. What we offer as well as, or what ourselves and Rainbow Consult offer as part of the Performance Consulting Masterclass is a follow-up session, maybe around 80 to 90 days afterwards, like a coaching session to go, look, you've come and completed the masterclass, which is fantastic. Then everybody's gone back to their roles, their day jobs. Actually, how's it going? Let's understand what has gone well, what we maybe need to change. Baba, hopefully that answers, gives a bit more detail on the Performance Consulting Masterclass.
Yes, it certainly does. How long does this session take?
Performance Consulting Masterclass is 2 days, two full days, so 2 full working days, so 6 hours, 2 days.
2 days, okay. So there's a question here as well. Citizen is asking what the cost implications for each program comes to.
I have asked, sorry, yeah. Tom, sorry, go.
No, I was going to say, I think it's probably best if that information is maybe shared by Margaret and Baba, maybe potentially after the meeting, if that's okay.
Yeah. Okay. We can give it to you to put on the group.
Okay. Okay. So Citizen, I would put it on the platform, and then I think we can all have a look at it and start to prepare for it, since it has to do with saving up and investing in ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So I don't see any more questions coming forth. I'll take a submission from Baba since she's here. I didn't see her name earlier, so.
So I was wondering why you called me. You should have called her.
You definitely know I won't have a session without calling you, so you don't get that exception. Yes, Baba. Any submissions from you?
Well, someone is asking me to asking a question about highlighting the benefits of masterclass. So a very good evening and happy new year to us all. And I think maybe I'll take that. I think one of the best benefits of performance consulting masterclass is that it makes you a better professional, in the sense that it helps sort of winnow down and go down to the nitty-gritty of the problem and whatever challenge it is that your client is coming to you with. And so you are able to look at the whole organization, look at their needs, look at how they are performing, and figure out what the problem is. And then it's a masterclass in problem solving so that you can use your expertise better. That's how I see it. It sharpens you so that your expertise can shine more, for you to be a performer for whatever organization that you work in.
Yes, and even if you work in an organization and you are having, challenges. Okay, so what about, are we having defects in our factory? Are we having problems with sales? Whatever problems, because you have been trained to identify gaps. I mean, by the time you finish, you'll be trained to identify gaps. So it helps hone that skill so that you can identify gaps and find solutions. Sometimes we don't identify gaps. This is to help you identify the real gaps.
Just one more thing, actually, if I'm right, and if my statistics are right, and something corrects me, we are actually seeing globally more people who are not even in L&D signing up for this course. So it's not just about being in L&D or HR, but other people who are consultants in other fields and work in other fields have seen how good it is at helping you to identify and solve problems, and so turn to the LPI for this certification. So I would just like some clarification if that's actually.
Yeah, totally true. In the last 18 months, we've seen, we have seen the roles like transformation roles, roles that sit more within the maybe more generalist HR roles, maybe not specifically just L&D, but more generalist HR roles. And the masterclass, I totally agree with everything you said, Baba, and allows that individual to have a more rounded approach to a request or a project, for example, and it allows that individual to become a lot more strategic in their thinking around actually, okay, what's actually happening here, rather than just going, the old-fashioned way of the way in which a lot of learning departments in the last few years have started to make this transition from somebody coming in and going, hiya, can you give 20 people a training on X, and the team go, yes, we can do that. We're not just the performance consulting masterclass. The role of the modern role in L&D has changed so much from just being maybe a facilitator or just being a designer to actually being a much more rounded strategic thinker.
Excellent, Tom. Thank you very much. So I think just quite quickly before we wrap up, I would like to say that we're so grateful to all of you for bringing to bear, the benefits that we stand to have from taking these courses and actively using them in our respective places. I think one of the key things that I learned first when I wanted to do design was that statement that said, it's not every problem in an organization that requires training. For HR people, every department that comes up to us with a problem, the next thing we're thinking about is looking for a consultant to run training. And one of the key things that LPI teaches you is that you always need to get to the root source of your problems. And in some instances, it's a simple flashcard that reminds people of the processes, and then they are in tune. So you don't always have to, craft a training manual all over again, trying to get people to do what is right to fix the problem. And so folks, you actually do need to make the investment. You need to actually be very deliberate about joining the LPI. I think one of the key things that they didn't tell you is that you get a badge which you can highlight on your LinkedIn
Yes,
and put it everywhere that you're a fellow, you know.
Yes.
Well, that really gives you the shine, because on those spaces where you have all the professionals, it actually gives you that notch you need, because people can see that you've also gained that understanding. And employers do look out for that when they are actually scouting and hunting for professionals to fill key roles in their organizations. So there's the membership as well. And we have the link that has been put up. We'll reshare all of those on the various platforms from HR Network. We have friends joining us from HR Caucus. We have friends joining us from the ATD Ghana. And we also have friends also joining us from the Data, who are into analytics. So we'll put all these information across the various platforms so that we can all go back into it, spend some time to understand the membership requirements, spend some time to understand the various courses that are up for our grasp, so that we can take these various courses. Come December 2023, we want to be able to say that all of us are certified members of the LPI, and all of us can flaunt our badges across the various spaces, the various social network spaces where we actually interact. We would continue the conversation on our various platforms. And so just in case after this call, something else comes to mind, please do not hesitate, put it up. Auntie Maggie is on the page. She's going to answer all your questions. We're still trying to convince Barbara to join, but since this is 2023, I'm sure she's made up her mind. So
she's already joined. Don't worry, she's already joined.
So she's going to answer all other questions that we're going to be having as we go along. But please note that as a professional, as I did mention earlier, you need to start understanding where exactly you want to align yourself in terms of specialization. And L&D is one of the very key places that you can actually maximize your wealth as who you are. And as both Tom and Margaret said, we're jumping on all manner of forums, just trying to run online courses for our various organizations, because some of us are still doing the hybrid work. But as you step out there, what have you equipped yourself with to make that kind of impact that you want to do? Are you able to articulate your thoughts clearly so that your staff can gain the understanding needed? So at the end of the year, when you are called up to give accountability of the task you've been given as the HR lead, you are able to clearly point out the benefits you've brought on board. I will encourage you to take the opportunity, sit in these workshops, hear from the best in the industry, and learn so you can improve your own career. Thank you very much for spending time with us. Just before we hop off, we're going to kindly ask that you activate your videos so that Her Excellency Baba will take her golden picture. And then we will share that picture for everyone. So you can also see, as we say in Ghana, I was here some. So don't let me mention your name. Georgette, you just escaped the bell. Tina, Jenny, I can see you. Frimpoma, Victoria, George, Ade, Auntie D.
See Auntie D, Auntie D, let's see you.
Auntie D.
Let's see you.
Abigail, Sylvia, please just put on your cameras briefly. Benemisa, I can see you, but I can't see your face. Nicholas, hey, Mr. Ferguson. It's been a good while. Auntie D, please, I can see.
Because we didn't want people who be taking pictures. They are not ready. You know, you've got to be ready.
I actually did. They probably just didn't pay attention.
Oh, you did?
I see people putting up static pictures. Okay. No wahala.
So
we'll
they
take
are
what
running
we
away.
can.
They are running
Yes.
away.
Oh, look at people. Okay. Well, Baba will take what she can, just for the purposes
I'll
of,
take what I can.
yeah, and then we will move.
The next time we meet, yes, we can.
Yes, yes,
Oh,
definitely.
I see Mr. Techiyebua. It's been ages.
Yeah, Erico.
Hey, Eric.
I see Brago.
Yeah, Brago. Where's Brago?
Brago is on. Brago, congratulations from us all. Brago is now a very big madam. In fact, I want to take the opportunity to read her new title.
Ooh.
I know she's going to steal me after that, but it's 2023. She can't do much. She will just learn to forgive.
I'm all ears.
Yeah, you're eager, right? Yes.
Yes.
I just want to get it all right. She's actually in charge now of talent management for both Africa and Europe. She's now the corporate talent manager for GB Foods.
But where is she? She was here. Oh, why did she? Why? No. Let's wow her. Let's go. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. The biggest of all.
Wow.
Right.
Congratulations, Asantwa.
Wow. Oh,
we are
why
super proud of you.
Yeah. Where did she? She put up.
She's still here. Her country's still here.
Yeah.
Oh, she's coming back. Okay, she could. Oh, congrats.
We're very proud of you.
Yeah.
Osop, it's been a long while as well. Good to see you. Awesome. So since we vetoed that we will not take the picture and we would rather do a network session where we'll take the pictures, I won't stress you much. I see Patricia also on board. Patricia, good to see you as well. And so, Tom, from everyone here, we just want to say a very, very, very big thank you for taking time off to be with us tonight, for sharing thoughts with us, and for giving us insights into what we can actually become if we join the LPI. We are all very, very thankful, and we're definitely going to be able to take these courses, and we would definitely invite you mid-year, end of year, where we'll count the lots of our successes of joining the LPI, either as fellows, as associates, or as full members. And I know you're definitely going to be proud of us when that moment comes. So thank you.
No, thank you so much for having me, for allowing me to come and join you this evening.
Thank you. Right, everyone, a very happy new year to all. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Join us tomorrow as we stew one of our own, Mr. Ebenezer Kwakwa, who is the HR manager for Lisa Freak. We will get to know all about him, his journey, how he grew up, the naughty things he's done over the period, the professional things that have baffled him, and what lies ahead for him. Same time, 7 p.m. tomorrow. Please be our guest. Tom, you're invited as well.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
He's an associate member now.
Yes, associate member. Right, everyone. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye now.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Good night.
Good night. Good night, Tina. Good night, Georgette. George, good night. Santua, good night. Nicholas, good night. Janie, good night. Victoria, good night. Vic, good night. Raji, good night. Tilda, Priscilla. Raphael, I see you there. Good night. Tina, good night. Rainbow Consult, thank you very much. We're so grateful.
Oh, Cynthia, thank you so much. I think I should, next quarter, I need to organize one webinar, for the group. This year,
exactly.
I haven't done anything for the group. So we'll I have to do one for the group.
Yes, we'll put a date to it, and then we can start off the year.
Something that we can all benefit from.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think we can also revisit the Leading with Grace.
Ah, you want me to revisit it, eh?
Yes, we'll do a little bit of Leading with Grace, and then how to manage your growth patterns and a few others.
Okay.
So that we can get everybody ready for 2023. It looks like it's going to be a busy year.
Okay. So let's keep talking.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Baba, I'm still waiting. Oh, my Christmas gift didn't come. My New Year. Now I'm adding Easter, please.
We will do before Easter and do Easter. So
one time.
I should actually take your number from HRH.
Yeah, take it from mommy. She has it.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. Florence, Lydia, glad to have had you here. Blessings, girls. All right, everyone. Have a good night.
Good night, Cynthia. Keep well.
Thank you.
And good night, everyone.